A couple of days ago, I posted a defensive gun use video about Tien. Tien is a jewelry store owner in Mesquite, Texas, who took on 2 armed robbers with his gun. Luckily, Mesquite, Texas isn't too far from me, so I reached out to Tien to see if he'd be comfortable talking about his self-defense experience in detail. Thankfully, he said yes. So I drove out to his store and had a sit-down conversation with him at his store so he can share his first-hand self-defense experience with my audience. As always is the case whenever I do these self-defense podcast episodes, my goal is to let these people tell their story so that we all can get a better understanding of the reality of a self-defense situation to make us better gun owners and gun carriers. I hope you guys enjoy and I hope you guys learn. So I've seen it starting to make its rounds, the video of you, defending your store against the 2 guys that came in. Just start at the top to kind of tell me about how the day started and then how it got to that point and everything that happened.
Yeah, it's just a normal day. Toward the end, I was getting ready. I have a tournament with my son the next day for a charity for his high school team. So I was in the back putting my stuff together, and then I heard the door chime. Right when I poked my head around, I saw 2 kids, hooded, mask, and then the gun comes out.
Okay.
So
this wasn't like they just bulldozed in and then started?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, they walked up.
Yep, okay.
They walked up, and when I peeked around the door, I saw he started. So I started.
Gotcha.
So I saw a gun. I took the first shot. I mean, I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. Surprisingly, he shot back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took 3 shots, and I took an additional 2 shots.
So did they both have guns? They both had guns.
They
Okay.
both.
And then did they both shoot, or was it just that one?
I think it's just this one.
Just that
gun.
one that shot. Okay.
One
Because
gun.
if I remember the video correctly, the other one bolted as soon
Yeah.
as the shots started going off.
Yeah.
And so I could see somebody saying, like, "Why are you still here?" And I mean, I know it just happened, but see, I know more information, right?
Right.
Because this wasn't the first time.
No.
Okay.
No, this is probably the third time.
Third time. Okay. So let's talk about the first time.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So the first time, what happened?
Same situation. I was working in the back. Kid came in. Right when I stepped out to the doorway, he had jumped the counter. Jumped the counter, put a gun to my head. And, at that point, there's
not much you can do.
Yeah, you try to be calm, and you kind of like, okay, I'm going to pick my spot.
Yeah.
Right? First thing I did was making sure his gun was real. That's the first thing I looked down the barrel.
So what made you think that? Had it been something you experienced
They're kids.
before?
They're kids.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're kids.
Yeah.
So first thing came to my mind is that gun real or not? And sure enough, it was real.
Yeah.
It was real. And so,
So if you mind me asking, sorry, what tipped you off about it being real? Like, what were some of the cues that kind of set it off for you?
It's a Ruger.
Gotcha. Okay. So you recognize the actual gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're familiar.
All right.
And the barrels.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When you're looking at a barrel,
yeah,
you kind of know.
And the reason I ask you that is because I know, like, when we're in a heightened sense, a lot of times, especially when you have an adrenaline dump, it's interesting some of the things you focus on and you pick up that you think you wouldn't otherwise.
Right.
And so that's why I asked you that question, because
Right.
sometimes you remember them like finite details.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I think adrenaline just slowed everything down for me. As the story progressed, I'll tell you why, but everything just slow motion to me. I don't know. I can't explain that. It's probably adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he put a gun to my head. And, I had my cash bag, and I said, "Here, take the cash back. It's all yours."
Yeah.
I'm good with that. But then he wanted to tie me up, so he got some tape and tried to tape my hand up. And in my mind, I'm like, "There's no way I'm going to let you do this.
Yeah.
No way. I'm going to find some way to get out of this." So I thought, okay, hey, my car's out there. There's more stuff in it. You can have it. Let me get you the keys. And so we were in the back, and I kind of dragged him toward the front. And right when we got to the doorway, I saw the mag from his gun drop. I guess he's struggling with me, and he.
So it must have activated the.
Yeah. So the mag dropped, and like I said, I can see slowly dropping. So as soon as he bent down to pick it up, I kicked it. I knocked him down. I had my knee on his back. And at that time, I was carrying, and he didn't see it. It was concealed.
Okay. So you carry behind the back. Is there any particular reason why you carry because I noticed that in the video too.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious as to why certain people, because I carry appendix. I know some people who only carry like on the side at 3 o'clock.
It's more comfortable for me.
Okay.
It's a natural draw for me from back here.
Gotcha.
You know, and even with the safety on, it's just one motion for me. You know, this way is a little quicker.
Gotcha.
But it's just preference, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Because I've changed. I used to
whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I used to carry on the side all the time, and then I switched to appendix, and I like appendix.
Yeah.
But who's to say? A couple of years from now, I may change that too.
Yeah.
Just all kind of depends.
It depends on the gun you're carrying,
which
too.
is true. So let's talk about that really quickly. So what gun were you using? And let's say in this most recent one, which gun were you using?
I was using the HK. USP compact.
Okay.
Just a regular 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that first one, what were you using?
The first one I was using a SIG P938.
938. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just a
small one. Okay.
A little small one.
Yeah. And then the second one?
Second one I was using Springfield Armory.
Okay.
EMP.
EMP. Gotcha.
EMP.
All right. Yeah. And so I think going back to that first time, you were telling us. So at this point, his magazine drops. And then at this point, you're like, okay,
that's my chance.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my chance. And as soon as he bent down to pick it up, I kicked the magazine, pinned him down with my knee on his back.
Yeah.
Took out my gun, did a warning shot next to his ear.
Okay.
Yeah, and he still had one in the chamber, so he shot it into the counter.
Gotcha.
And at that point, you know, the neighbors, the girls next door, they heard gunshots and they were running over.
Okay.
And then he sprung up and just took off. Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, I didn't want to, because there was other people around. Yeah,
gotcha.
there's not much you can do there.
Yeah.
You know, there's too much risk.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of
risk.
A lot of unintended targets that you don't want to hit in this area. For those that can't see the vantage point that we're looking at.
Right.
Did they ever find him? The first one. They ended up finding him?
And the second one.
And the second one too? Okay, so tell me about the second one.
Second one, 2 guys came in acting normal, you know, like customers.
Yeah.
But as soon as they walked in, you know, they didn't look right, they didn't act right. They're not our usual kind of customers.
Okay.
You know, and they came in acting like normal. One guy stood here with his hands behind his back and just focused, like didn't say a word, just focused. And the other guy was talking. You know, and so usually I'm at the counter, you know, talking to him. But this time I stood behind the doorway, you know, talking to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he said, hey, you have a Rolex? You know, I'm looking to buy a Rolex. You know, and I said, well, no, I don't. But give me your number.
Yeah.
You know, I just want him out as soon as possible, right? And then he reached in his little pouch, pulled the gun. As soon as I saw that gun come out, I had backtrack.
Gotcha.
Backtrack, pull mine out. This guy jumped on the counter. So I can see him over the wall from back there. So I took my shot and didn't hit him, broke a light. And as soon as that first shot, they turned and both of them did.
Okay.
You know, but the second one had already jumped the counter.
Okay.
And he was about to go through the doorway.
The fade funnel, as I call it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that happens, I would have to just empty it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So would you say this here is strategic for you? Or is it just kind of happens? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
To kind of create that barrier between you and the public in that regard?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, has there ever been, have you ever had the thought or mindset to kind of make it, like lock the door and then have it where you only let certain people in?
We could, but up to this point, it hasn't been that bad.
Gotcha.
The door, it works both ways, right? You can let them in,
and then
they're trapped.
That's a damn good point.
Right?
Yeah.
If they can't get out, then we have a problem.
Real big problem, yeah.
Yeah, then we have a problem.
That is
so
true.
what you want is for them to run, diffuse the situation. Right? We want to diffuse. We don't want to escalate. But if they're trapped, it's going to escalate.
No choice,
Yeah, it's going to escalate.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. So I asked when we got in here, I was like, well, there's not a lot of damage. And so I asked, and you pointed to the wall.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned something that I thought was very interesting. You said that you made it a point to shoot in a certain direction.
Correct.
Then why was that?
Correct. Well, if I shoot this way, there's traffic because this is the front.
Yeah.
Right. If I shoot this way, these walls are thin.
Yeah.
And the neighbors next door, the girls, they sit along this wall.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
The staff, they sit on this wall. This wall, there's a brick on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, there's brick on the other side. So
it's not.
you know, I run through these scenarios in my mind.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why I'm there. I would only shift this way.
Gotcha.
Right. From there, I would shift this way. So that way, I'll shoot this way, and this guy can't see me from here. Yeah. And so that's part of the plan.
Gotcha.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's better. It's
better be
plan,
prepared.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, better
I mean, clearly it worked because, like you said, all the shots. I came in here and I was like, oh, I don't see much damage. There's no broken glass.
Right.
Of course, you have the bullet hole in the wall,
Right.
but nonetheless, you did exactly what you had planned to do. You focused all the fire in that direction. So I think there's something to be said about like running through those scenarios in your head, constantly. And I think it does wonders. I think it's almost kind of like you say with athletes, how they kind of run through, like game plans in their mind.
Same thing. Adrenaline slows. If you ask the athlete, they see everything in slow motion.
Yeah.
Everything.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, because that seems to be a common theme. We did interview a guy a couple days ago who had the same situation. And he said the same thing. He said everything, he's like, it happened fast on camera, but he's like, in reality, it happened really slow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So kind of tell me what's going through your mind, your thought process. You already kind of got into that a little bit, making sure you shot in certain directions and things like that. But when did you notice the adrenal dump where things started slowing down? Did it start the moment they walked in, or when
the moment I laid eyes on them? At that moment, I mean, it's just reaction.
Yeah.
Basically, there's no time to think.
Yeah.
Right. It's all reaction.
Yeah.
Right. But when it slows down a little bit, it helps. It helps where you can see things a little clearer.
Yeah.
So I mean, thank God for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, so what is your background with firearms generally? Like, are you somebody who trains a lot? Did you grow up with firearms?
We had a lot of boys in the family, and some of them are in the service.
Okay.
And so, it's a sport for us.
Yeah.
Hunting and stuff like that. I don't train that often, but I do train in my head.
Yep.
I do train in my head. To draw. Sometimes, get a new gun, you really do need to practice it. Reliability is important.
Yeah.
You don't want it to jam up on you on certain situation.
Yeah.
And just, we do go to the range.
Yeah.
Safety. Like my son's 15. He can handle it. He knows how to break it down. He knows the safety. He knows the rules of guns.
Okay.
And we were taught when we were young too.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so we grew up with guns, know to respect the guns, and know our limits.
Absolutely.
And so education is key.
It's key. Very key.
Education's key.
Yeah.
So
I want to talk about your choice in handgun again. I want to go back to that.
Okay.
It's interesting. So you're running the HK USP Compact in 9mm. So and think you the first time it happened, you had the SIG P938,
the
small one, and then you went to the Springfield EMP, and then now you're at the HK USP 9. So talk to me a little bit. I'm geeking out gun wise. So talk to me a little bit about like your decisions to go from that to that.
Well, there's a common theme to that, right?
I'm gonna assume safety.
Capacity.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Capacity.
All right.
And safety. They're all safe. They're all,
What meaning like they have an actual like hard lever safety on them?
Yeah. That's one of my things too, because I carry one in the chamber, so I always feel like that safety is just extra for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That and I practice enough where that safety doesn't even come to my mind.
Yeah.
Right. It's a natural pull. Pull, safety's down. Pull, safety's down. So,
Gotcha.
But I love my HK. It's a little heavy, but it is so accurate.
Yeah.
So accurate.
Yep, and you can't
reliability too.
Yeah, and like I tell people all the time, like nothing beats having the confidence in your firearm and feeling confident with that gun. For some people, it's a different gun.
Right.
Some people feel more confident with this gun. Some people feel more confident with this gun. But that confidence is incredibly important.
Right.
The shooting happened, a couple days ago?
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. And you still have your gun?
I still have it.
Cops didn't take it?
No.
So a lot of people are like, I don't want to use this gun because HK-USPs are not cheap guns.
No, they're not.
so, a lot of people are like, oh, we want I don't want to use this gun or that gun. I want to use a cheap gun because if I have to use it in self-defense, they're going to take my gun.
Right.
Why didn't they take your gun? If you know why.
Justified shooting would be one. And I know most of the detectives here.
Okay.
And so,
gotcha.
But the first time they did take my gun.
Okay.
For maybe a week.
Okay.
Yeah. They just kept it. I don't know why, but
gotcha.
Ballistic or whatever.
So there's no hard line, fast rule.
No, there's not.
Yeah. Some cases they'll take it and it'll be gone for months, and in some cases you have it back the same day.
Yeah. So it depends.
Yeah.
I think if you push the issue and say, hey, that's my gun. I need it for protection.
Then
what am I gonna do?
Yeah. So let's say the situation the exact same. This last one, you're in the same position, everything's the same. What would you change in terms of the gun you had, the way you responded, or would you do everything the same?
I really should put the magnetic door lock, just so I can buzz them in.
Gotcha.
Right, because that situation sort of surprised me a little bit. If I had came out a little slower, it would have been like the first time.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's one of the things I'm thinking about doing, just to buzz them in, but leave it unlocked.
Locked so that they can
get
leave.
out.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm getting that done.
Gotcha.
I'm getting that done.
Awesome. Okay.
Just to appease my family. They're like, hey, you got to do something. I'm like, okay.
So you have no plans on leaving.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, it's still a good neighborhood. We've been here for a while, and so I have a good relationship with the people around here.
Awesome.
And so it's good. Would I do anything different? Yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Would you carry the same gun? I mean,
I would.
Considering you're very comfortable with it. Yeah, exactly.
And I've always had this, but I never carried it because it was so expensive.
Yep.
It was a Save Queen.
I was
a Save Queen.
Me personally, and people are going to say, well, you get guns all the time, so you can say this. No, even when I was broke and I started getting into guns, the gun I used to protect myself, I didn't care about the price.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
Because I just if I knew I could use it and shoot it well, I'll just take that L. Me personally.
Yeah.
So I totally get where you're coming from in that regard.
My car, there's a 6P 365 in it.
Yeah. Okay.
At all times.
I really appreciate it. I'm thankful that you were able to handle yourself the first time, the second time, and the third time.
Let's not make it a fourth, shall we?
No, we're good now. We can get the magnetic door. We're gonna make sure that
yes.
But no, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of speak with me because I think this is valuable for a lot of people to hear your side, to hear your story from a different perspective.
Right.
We see it in video, right? But it's a whole nother thing to hear it come from the person it actually happened to. So.
Yeah.
I really
Preparation, nowadays we have to depend on ourselves.
Yeah.
We just can't wait.
Yep. You're absolutely right. There was nothing a cop on the phone would have been able to do at that time.
No. Yeah. Not at all. Yeah. Training and education. That's key.
Absolutely.
That's key. Responsible gun ownership.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's it.
Well, thank you very much.
You bet.
Much appreciated.
You bet.
You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for or hopefully even avoid a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.